Are you ready to unlock an age-old secret that can radically transform your life? Imagine being able to eliminate chronic fatigue, mental fog, and the invisible burden weighing you down, not with years of meditation, but with a single 7-minute technique. This is not a dream, but an accessible reality, an ancient technology of consciousness about to be revealed. In the vast and intricate web of existence, there are moments when the veil of everyday life thins, revealing subtle currents that shape our reality more than Cartesian reason dares admit. It's no mere coincidence that the invisible flow of information has led you to this video at this precise moment. Rather, it is the echo of a profound resonance, an inescapable call from the cosmic algorithm that orchestrates the soul's trajectories. Do you sense a burden weighing on your shoulders? A chronic fatigue that even the deepest sleep cannot soothe? A relentless mind, trapped in an eternal whirlwind of worries? What the common term stress is, in reality, the manifestation of a silent aggression, a perpetual drain on your energy by invisible forces. You allow these forces, in unconscious acquiescence, access. But what if an ancient wisdom, guarded for over 5,000 years in the sacred temples of Egypt, were revealed to you? A 7-minute methodology capable of annihilating this influence. This is no simple meditative practice, but a technology of consciousness, a Thothian secret hidden from humanity for countless ages. While most will persist in the torpor of automated existence, ignoring this call and languishing in an inexplicable exhaustion, you who are here are already on the threshold of an awakening. Accompany me on this journey, for the knowledge imparted will not only free you from this yoke, but will also reveal a latent power you were unaware of. As an ancient adage goes, if you possess true wisdom, O soul, you will understand your kinship with your Creator, and from this you will derive true delight. But if you lack knowledge, you will believe yourself to belong to trivial things, and from this will arise all suffering. If the echo of these words has already triggered a deep resonance within you, if you feel this revelation is meant for you, please leave a like immediately. It will be your silent signal, unmistakable proof that you are in tune with this ancient truth and ready to embrace transformation. And to continue nourishing this source of knowledge and contributing to the collective awakening, consider subscribing to our channel. Your support is the lifeblood that allows us to raise awareness. Imagine a fine, dark speck of dust, almost imperceptible, floating in the air. This dust, however, is not physical in nature, but energetic. It is generated by professional disputes, anxiety from the news, the frustration of an unknown person in traffic, and even your own thoughts of doubt and fear. This energetic sediment clings to your essence throughout the day. It's not a mere metaphor. It's a tangible phenomenon that manifests itself on a physical level. The tension that tightens your shoulders and neck, the persistent headache at dusk, the fatigue that no cup of coffee can dispel. All these are obvious symptoms. The effects on the mind are even more pernicious. This stagnant energy transforms into a haze of pessimism that alters your entire perception of reality. Brilliant ideas fade, motivation fades, and decision-making ability weakens, trapping you in a cycle of negativity whose origins you don't know. The most disconcerting fact is that the vast majority of the world's population, perhaps 99%, lives and perishes within this fog, never suspecting that it can be completely cleared, and even more astonishingly, within minutes. Think of static on a telephone line. Initially, it's mere background noise, something unremarkable. But over time, the static amplifies to the point where it obscures the message. This dense energy operates in a similar way, interfering with your connection to intuition, joy, and your very life force. You've been conditioned to believe that this state of disconnection is the norm, that life is a relentless struggle against inexplicable exhaustion and a turbulent mind. But such programming is a lie, an aberration told so long that it's become reality for almost everyone. What if you discovered you didn't have to live this way? What if there was a way to eliminate this static and restore clarity to your inner connection? What if this way wasn't a modern invention, but ancient knowledge? A technology of consciousness mastered by one of the most enigmatic and advanced civilizations ever to exist on Earth. Knowledge considered so powerful, so transformative, that it was jealously guarded. Once upon a time, in a remote village, there was a wise gardener named Alara. Her garden was renowned for its lush beauty and the bountiful harvest. Her neighbors marveled at the vitality of her plants, while their own gardens languished, choked by weeds. They asked Alara her secret. Alara smiled and replied, "My secret lies not in magical seeds or special soil, but in my understanding of the nature of weeds. Many of you, when you see a weed, rush to tear it up in anger or ignore it, hoping it will go away. But I do things differently." Every morning, Alara strolled through her garden, not only to admire her flowers, but also to spot the small newly sprouting weeds. She didn't see them as enemies, but as messengers of the soil. One type of weed indicated too much moisture, another a nutrient deficiency. She carefully removed them, not out of anger, but with the intention of maintaining balance. When the garden was infested with a stubborn, deep-rooted weed, Alara didn't just pull it out. She observed its growth, its life cycle. Then, with the help of a sharp tool, she patiently dug around the root, exposing it without breaking it. Sometimes she reburied it, but in a place where it could enrich the soil rather than suffocate the desired plants. She transformed what seemed harmful into a contribution. And to prevent new infestations, Alara never left her soil bare. After tilling the soil, she covered it with a mulch of dry leaves and straw. This natural barrier not only nourished the soil, but also prevented new weeds from easily taking root. "You see," Alara explained, "weeds aren't the problem. They're a symptom. And if you don't understand how they work and how to protect your land, the battle will never end." This parable perfectly illustrates the issue of negative energy. Weeds are heavy energies, doubtful thoughts, and external influences. The impulsive reaction of tearing them out in anger is like trying to suppress negative emotions. Alara's method of observing and intentionally removing them is energetic cleansing. Her ability to transform weeds into resources is energetic alchemy. And the mulch that protects the soil is our shield of light, a preventative protection that makes our energy field resilient. Imagine for a moment that over 5 millennia ago, on the banks of the Nile, priests and pharaohs not only fully understood this problem of energy contamination, but had also developed a precise, almost surgical method to resolve it. This knowledge was not based on blind faith, but on a profound understanding of the universal laws of energy, a mystery taught only to initiates in the sacred temples of Egypt. They knew that whoever mastered it would hold the key to mental clarity, physical vitality, and spiritual power. This powerful knowledge, enshrined in the Egyptian temples, was intrinsically connected to a central figure, Thoth, the scribe of the gods. In hieroglyphics and sacred texts that have endured through time, he is depicted with the head of an ibis, the bird that probes murky waters in search of nourishment, a perfect metaphor for his role in exploring the mysteries of the universe. Thoth was not a mere deity to be worshipped. He was considered the architect of cosmic knowledge, the master of wisdom, writing, and magic, the guardian of the laws that govern reality. Thoth's teachings were clear. Just as the physical body accumulates impurities and needs to be cleansed, the energy body, or the Ka as it was called, also accumulates invisible dirt that requires purification. He documented specific techniques, a kind of spiritual hygiene, which were passed down to the pharaohs and high priests. The goal was to ensure they could maintain absolute mental clarity and spiritual strength immune to external influences, in order to govern with wisdom and justice and maintain cosmic harmony, or Ma'at. For the Egyptians, accumulated negative energy wasn't a mere inconvenience. They firmly believed it was the root of all evil. It caused incurable diseases, led to disastrous political decisions, and could ultimately topple entire empires. Energy purification wasn't a luxury. It was a matter of survival and state stability. Therefore, this knowledge was treated as advanced spiritual technology, a state secret as vital as their military strategies. This technology wasn't based on dogma, but on a profound observation of nature and the cosmos. Egyptian priests were masters at manipulating energy through sound, sacred geometry, and above all, through focused intention and conscious breathing. They understood that the breath was the vehicle that connected the physical and spiritual worlds, and that by controlling it, they could direct the life force to purge any density or blockages plaguing their energy field, ensuring a state of power and balance. What's most fascinating is that, while the Egyptians were developing and refining these techniques along the Nile, they weren't alone in this discovery. What will surprise you is that, at exactly the same time, in completely different parts of the world, other great cultures with no contact with Egypt were reaching the same conclusions. They used different names, developed different rituals, but the essence of what they discovered was the same. Human energy can be contaminated and, more importantly, purified. This leads us to an inescapable question. How is it possible that civilizations separated by thousands of miles of oceans and deserts, with no means of communication, discovered the same universal secret? This astonishing synchronicity suggests they didn't invent this knowledge. They had access to it. They uncovered a fundamental truth about human existence, an instruction manual for our very energy system that our modern society has lost. And the methods they used are so similar, it's as if they all came from the same original source, the secret code of ancient civilizations. This simultaneous discovery of universal knowledge is one of the greatest proofs of its veracity. Imagine the scene. While Egyptian priests were performing their purification rituals, in ancient India, sages living in isolation in the Himalayas described an identical phenomenon. They called it blocked prana, the obstruction of the life force flowing through the body's energy channels, the nadis. For them, this blockage was the root of all physical and mental suffering. To release it, they developed sophisticated systems like yoga and the breathing techniques of pranayama. On the other side of the world, in ancient China, Taoist masters observed nature and perceived the flow of an energy that permeates everything, qi. They understood that in the human body, qi must flow freely and harmoniously. When this flow was interrupted by negative emotions or external influences, it became unbalanced qi, the root of all disease. To restore harmony, they created internal martial arts such as Tai Chi and Qigong, fluid, gentle movements combined with deep breathing to rebalance the energy field. In the Americas, long before the arrival of Europeans, shamans and healers of native traditions spoke of something very similar. They described it as an evil wind, or an intrusive energy, a spiritual force that did not belong to the individual and caused disharmony, illness, and misfortune. To purify this energy, they performed powerful rituals using natural elements such as the smoke of sacred herbs, the sound of drums, and direct contact with the earth, recognizing that nature was the greatest source of purification and rebalancing. What's absolutely astonishing is that all these cultures, separated by oceans, languages, and centuries, reached the same fundamental conclusion. Negative energy is a real entity and, more importantly, can be actively manipulated and removed. They didn't consider it an abstract or philosophical concept, but a practical everyday reality. And all of them, without exception, discovered that the most powerful tools for this manipulation were always the same: conscious breathing, focused intention, and the use of specific movements or visualizations. They agreed on one crucial point. There is a way to completely reset your energetic system, to eliminate all accumulated static and return to a state of clarity and vitality. It's like rebooting a slow, frozen computer due to too many useless programs running in the background. This energetic reboot was the key to health, longevity, and wisdom. All of these traditions developed extraordinarily effective methods for reaching that state of original purity. However, they also agreed on another essential point. For any purification technique to truly work, for that reset to be lasting, it was necessary to understand the root cause of the problem. There's no point in cleaning the floor if there's a hole in the roof that drips dirt incessantly. You need to understand why this energy builds up within you in the first place. And the answer, according to these ancient sages, lies in a fundamental error, a behavioral pattern that almost all of us repeat daily without even the slightest awareness. This daily error turns us into what might be called an energy sponge. But why does this happen? Why do some people seem to walk through chaotic environments and heated discussions completely unaffected, while others emerge from the same situations feeling physically ill, drained, and depressed? The answer no longer lies solely in the realm of mysticism. Modern science, particularly quantum physics and neuroscience, is finally beginning to map this phenomenon and provide us with concrete clues as to what is really happening. Our bodies don't end at our skin. Each of us emits an electromagnetic field, a kind of energetic signature that extends around us. Science calls it a bioelectric field. When you enter a space or approach another person, these fields overlap and interact. It's a constant exchange of information on an invisible level. If you are around someone who vibrates at a frequency of intense stress, fear, or anger, your energy field can literally begin to resonate with that frequency, absorbing it. This isn't a belief, it's physics. It's the same principle as sympathetic resonance, where the vibration of a tuning fork can cause another nearby tuning fork to vibrate at the same frequency, even without touching it. When you absorb this dense frequency, you're not just perceiving the other person's energy, you're actually internalizing it. This is why you can walk away from a conversation with a highly negative person feeling heavy, even if the topic didn't concern you at all. Your energy has literally been contaminated, like a sponge absorbing dirty water. And here, breathing plays the role of a bridge, the mechanism that either anchors this external energy within you or releases it. Observe yourself. When you feel anxious, scared, or stressed, what happens to your breathing? It becomes short, rapid, and shallow, coming from the upper chest. This breathing pattern acts like a blockage, trapping stress energy within your nervous system and energy field. On the other hand, when you relax and breathe deeply using your diaphragm, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode, and literally expel that stagnant energy. Now that you understand the mechanism, that it's not a character flaw or a weakness, but a real physical and energetic process, you're ready to learn how to take control. You're ready to learn the exact technique that will allow you to stop being a passive sponge and start being an active agent in managing your energy. You'll learn to close the doors to what isn't yours and eliminate what's already been absorbed. But I must give you a serious warning. The knowledge you're about to receive is profoundly transformative. Once you learn to perceive and manipulate your energy, your perception of the world will never be the same again. It's like acquiring a new sense. Like a blind person beginning to see, you'll begin to feel the energy of spaces. Notice the energy of people, and most importantly, perceive your inner state with a clarity you never thought possible. Be ready and prepared, because your life is about to change. You've understood the why. Now you'll learn the how. It's time to reveal the fundamental technique, a powerful and simplified fusion of principles that ancient civilizations spent millennia perfecting. Don't worry, no prior training or special skills are required, just your intention and your breath. First, find a place where you won't be interrupted for a few minutes. Sit comfortably in a chair with your spine erect, but relaxed and your feet planted firmly on the floor. Gently close your eyes. Begin with 3 deep, slow breaths. Inhale through your nose, filling your lungs completely, and exhale slowly through your mouth, as if blowing through a straw. With each exhalation, imagine releasing the outermost layer of tension from your body. Feel your shoulders drop, your jaw relax, and the worries of the day simply melt away with the exhalation. This is the first step to calming your nervous system and preparing the ground for the deeper work to come. Now, with your eyes still closed, bring your attention to the center of your chest, near your heart. Visualize a small golden flame there, about the size of a candle flame. It may be small and faint at first, and that's perfectly fine. Now, with each breath you inhale, imagine the air nourishing that flame, making it stronger, brighter, and warmer. Feel a pleasant warmth begin to spread from your chest, enveloping your entire torso in a sense of comfort and security. Continue breathing calmly and deeply, and with each inhalation, continue to expand that light. Visualize the golden flame transforming into a radiant sun within you. See this light filling every cell of your body. Feel it travel down your legs to your toes and up your arms to your fingertips. Feel it rise through your neck and fill your entire head, illuminating your mind from within. You are now a being of light, a human sun shining from within. Now comes the crucial step, the one that makes the purification truly effective. Hold the image of your inner sun, and with a deep inhale, visualize this golden light expanding beyond the limits of your skin. See it form a sphere of brilliant, pulsating energy around you, about an arm's length away in every direction. Remain in this state for a few minutes, simply feeling this sphere of light. Feel it gently dissolving any dark, heavy, or dense areas in your body or energy field. Remain in this bubble of golden light, feeling safe, clean, and revitalized. This simple process, if performed with intention, is incredibly powerful for dissolving the stagnant energy you've accumulated. But be careful, don't think it's over. What you've just learned is just the beginning. It's the fundamental level of purification. Removing the energy that's already entered is one thing. But the masters of the Egyptian temples, the true initiates, knew how to go beyond that. They knew how to take that same negative energy and transform it into personal power. And the secret to doing so changes everything. Most people, when faced with a negative emotion or heavy energy, instinctively fight it. We try to resist sadness, suppress anger, ignore fear, or simply push the unpleasant feeling away, pretending it doesn't exist. This is the warrior approach, which sees negativity as an enemy to be defeated. But the Egyptian initiates, the true alchemists of consciousness, had a radically different and much more powerful approach. They didn't fight it, they transmuted it. They understood that energy, in its essence, is neutral. It is our perception that labels it as good or bad. For them, the dense energy of fear, anger, or frustration wasn't an enemy to be destroyed. It was raw material, like lead for an alchemist. This is the fundamental principle of spiritual alchemy, the ability to transform the lead of our darkest and heaviest experiences into the gold of wisdom, inner strength, and compassion. They didn't discard negative energy, they utilized it. So, how does this work in practice? The next time you practice the inner sun technique and feel a point of dense energy, like a knot of anxiety in your stomach or a weight of sadness in your chest, don't just try to dissolve it with light. Instead, do the opposite. With your intention, actively draw that dark energy into the center of your inner sun, into the heart of your golden flame. Visualize that dark point being drawn into the purifying fire you've created in your chest. Observe what happens. Instead of the dark energy dimming your light, it consumes it. Imagine that golden flame using the dense energy as fuel, just as a fire burns damp wood, and in doing so, it becomes even stronger, hotter, and brighter. With every difficult emotion you offer to your inner fire, your personal light expands and strengthens. You're no longer just purifying. You're actively empowering yourself through the very challenges life throws at you. This is transformative power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and external energies and become an alchemist capable of transforming any experience, no matter how painful, into a source of personal power. Anger becomes fuel for focused action. Fear becomes a catalyst for courage. Sadness becomes the seed of empathy and deep understanding. Learn to dance with the shadows instead of running from them, and discover that they can teach you valuable lessons. Now you have the power not only to purify, but to transmute. You are beginning to master one of the most secret and powerful arts of consciousness. But here's what no one tells you: the secret that separates amateurs from true masters. This power of transmutation is safe and effective only if you know how to protect yourself. Without a protective system, you risk absorbing more dense energy than your inner flame can transform, which can overwhelm you. And the technique for that protection is the next level of this knowledge. You've learned to cleanse your inner home and even recycle waste, turning it into fuel. But what's the point of all this work if the front door remains wide open, allowing all the dirt from the street to re-enter? The most precious and jealously guarded technique used by the priests of Thoth was not purification, but protection. They knew that true mastery lay not in constantly cleaning oneself, but in not getting dirty at all. And the method for this is as simple as it is profoundly effective. After performing the inner sun technique and creating that pulsating sphere of golden light around you, you won't stop there. With the image of this protective sphere clearly in your mind, you will give it a mental command, a clear and direct instruction. Imagine with full intention that the outer surface of this sphere of light solidifies and transforms into a perfect mirror, smooth and impenetrable, with the reflective side facing outward. This is your shield of light. This shield is not an aggressive barrier. It doesn't violently attack or block energy. Its function is much more elegant and sophisticated. Like a mirror, it simply reflects any energy that isn't in harmony with your highest good. A snide comment, someone's envy, the anxiety of a crowded space. All of these simply bounce off the mirrored surface of your shield and return to their origin, often purified and neutralized in the process. It ensures that only what is beneficial to you can enter. The beauty of this technique lies in its simplicity and speed. Practice activating this shield every morning as part of your routine. Immediately after waking up, before even touching your phone, take a minute, close your eyes, activate your inner sun, expand the sphere of light, and transform its surface into a mirror. Set the intention for this shield to remain active throughout the day, keeping you centered, protected, and in control of your energy. This simple act seals your energy field for the day to come. This is the ultimate key to stopping being an energy sponge. You will no longer have to fear crowded environments or interactions with difficult people. With your shield of light activated, you can move through any situation with the confidence that your energy is protected. Become a fortress of light, a walking sanctuary. You will be able to interact, empathize, and connect with others without absorbing their burdens. You will finally learn to distinguish what is yours from what belongs to someone else. Now you have the complete system: purification, transmutation, and protection. You hold the three keys that the ancient masters used to maintain their power and clarity. With this knowledge, you have everything you need to become the master of your energetic universe. However, even with the best tools, it's possible to use them incorrectly. And there's a fatal error, a subtle mental trap that 90% of people fall into, which can not only undo all your progress, but in some cases cause negative energy to return even more strongly. The fatal error that sabotages most people's journey is a subtle and seductive trap, often disguised as a spiritual virtue: the relentless pursuit of toxic positivity. It's the dangerous belief that you need to completely eliminate all negativity from your life and always be happy, optimistic, and smiling. This idea, though well-intentioned, is not only impossible to achieve, but is also profoundly damaging to your emotional and energetic balance. Trying to be positive all the time is a recipe for disaster. Think about it. The emotions we label as negative, like sadness, anger, and fear, are an essential part of the human experience. They aren't errors or systemic flaws. They are messengers. Sadness signals a loss. Anger shows that a boundary has been crossed. Fear alerts us to potential danger. Trying to suppress these emotions or using energy purification techniques as a form of spiritual escape is like ripping the warning lights off your car dashboard because you don't like seeing them flashing. When you use energy purification as a way to avoid an unpleasant feeling, you're not transmuting it, you're repressing it. And repressed energy doesn't disappear. It hides in a dark basement of your consciousness, where it begins to ferment and build pressure. It's like trying to keep a beach ball underwater. It requires constant effort, and sooner or later it will pop out and hit you in the face with even more force. This repression is the real cause of uncontrolled outbursts of anger and anxiety attacks that seem to come from nowhere. True spiritual mastery isn't about never feeling bad. It's about changing your relationship with those feelings. The key is not identifying with the emotion. It's the difference between saying I'm sad and saying I'm feeling sad. In the first statement, you merge with the emotion. It becomes your identity. In the second, you position yourself as an observer, the awareness that perceives the emotion passing through you like a cloud crossing the sky. Feel the anger, but don't become the angry person. Observe the sadness without drowning in it. The energetic purification and protection techniques you've learned serve a very specific purpose: to dissolve excess, to eliminate external contamination, that which isn't yours. They are tools of hygiene, not tools of emotional suppression. Using them to avoid feeling your legitimate emotions is a form of self-deception. True freedom isn't the absence of difficult emotions. It's the ability to let them flow through you without overpowering you, learning the lessons they brought, and then letting them go. The mastery you seek doesn't require hours of meditation in a cave. Instead, it builds through small, consistent actions, harmoniously integrated into your daily routine. The key is consistency, not intensity. True masters aren't those who perform complex rituals once a month, but those who practice simple energetic hygiene every day. And the good news is that this can be done in less than 5 minutes a day, divided into strategic moments throughout your day. The first ritual is morning hygiene, and it only takes 1 minute. As soon as you wake up, before anything else, before you even reach for your phone to connect with the chaos of the world, stay in bed for 60 seconds. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and activate your inner sun. Expand your sphere of light and solidify it in your mirrored shield. Set a clear intention for your day. Today, my energy remains supreme. I am centered, protected, and open only to what serves my highest good. This simple act seals your energy field for the day to come. The second ritual is the transitional cleansing, which takes about 2 minutes. Think about how many different energies you encounter throughout the day, at work, on public transportation, at the supermarket. When you return home, take all this with you. The ritual is simple. Go directly to a sink and, as you wash your hands, do so with intention. Feel the water running and visualize that it's not only washing away physical dirt, but also rinsing away any energetic residue, any stress or frustration that has clung to you. See the dense energy flowing down the drain. The third ritual is the evening release and also takes only 2 minutes. Before bed, take a moment to connect with the earth. If possible, stand barefoot on the grass, dirt, or even the cold floor of your home. Close your eyes and imagine strong, thick roots growing from the soles of your feet, sinking deep into the earth, connecting to the heart of the planet. Then visualize all the heavy, lingering energy of your day, all the worries and tensions flowing along those roots and being handed over to Mother Earth, who effortlessly absorbs and transmutes them. These 3 simple rituals, when practiced daily, create a powerful maintenance system. The morning cleanse prepares and protects you. The transitional cleanse prevents you from bringing external energy into your home, and the evening release ensures you go to bed energetically cleansed, promoting deeper, more restful sleep. Together, they form an energetic self-care routine that keeps your vibrational field clean, strong, and resilient. Regardless of what happens in the outside world, You may have started this journey thinking that this process was all about you, feeling better, having more energy, and less stress. And yes, that's an important part. But if you think the effects of this work end at the confines of your body and your life, you're wrong. The truth is much larger and more impactful. Modern quantum physics is beginning to confirm what mystics have always known. Everything in the universe is interconnected through an invisible field of energy. The concept of quantum entanglement demonstrates that two particles that were once connected can instantly influence each other, even across vast distances. This connection doesn't stop at subatomic particles. It applies to consciousness. Biologists like Rupert Sheldrake have proposed the theory of morphogenetic fields, fields of information that connect all members of a species. This suggests that the consciousness of a group can be subtly influenced by the actions and mental state of a single individual. When you raise your vibration, when you clear your energy field, you're not just healing yourself. You're literally sending a wave of coherence and light into the planet's collective energy field. Think about it practically. Have you ever walked into a room where someone was calm and centered, their mere presence seeming to calm everyone? Or the opposite, when one person's anxiety spread throughout the room? This is your energy field in action. Your calm can, without a word, soothe someone else's nervous system. Your mental clarity can trigger a creative solution in a colleague. You become a vibrational tuning fork, silently helping to align and raise the frequency of everyone around you. We have traversed the sands of time, drawing on the perennial source of Egyptian wisdom and the cosmic confluences of distant civilizations, to decode the silent language of energy that permeates every aspect of our existence. From Thoth, the great scribe, to the Eastern masters and the shamans of the Americas, an unbroken golden thread emerges. The human being is not a passive entity facing the energetic tides of the world, but a potential alchemist, a guardian of his own vibrational sovereignty. The journey unveiled to you is not merely one of personal well-being. It is an odyssey of self-transformation that transcends the individual to radiate throughout the collective. Every conscious breath, every intentional visualization, every gesture of purification and protection is not an isolated act, but a piece in the vast mosaic of universal consciousness. In an age characterized by a relentless bombardment of stimuli and growing inner fragmentation, the rediscovery of these ancestral techniques proves not only timely, but essential. They restore our lost compass to navigate the turbulent currents of the modern world, transforming chaos into coherence, dispersion into centeredness, and weakness into an inexhaustible reserve of inner strength. True mastery, therefore, lies not in avoiding shadows, but in dancing with them, transmuting them into light, and becoming a beacon for yourself and others. Embrace this luminous legacy, for it is the promise of a life lived no longer at the mercy of external energies, but as a sovereign expression of your most authentic essence. The beginning of this metamorphosis is an act of courage and faith. Faith in your intrinsic ability to harmonize your inner universe and to contribute, with your very luminous presence, to the elevation of the energetic fabric that binds us all. This is your moment of awakening, your opportunity to embody the wisdom of Thoth and radiate a power that has now been revealed. A deep exploration of energy purification and transmutation techniques has led us on a journey that, drawing on ancient wisdom and modern scientific insights, reveals the path to inner sovereignty. Implementing these principles in daily life is not merely a spiritual exercise, but a fundamental practice for forging lasting energetic resilience and positively influencing the collective fabric of consciousness. If this exploration has resonated with your sensibilities and ignited a spark of recognition, I invite you to express your appreciation. A like helps spread this knowledge, while a comment with the phrase, "My energy is clear," will demonstrate your connection to this message. For those who wish to delve further and support the dissemination of content of this magnitude. Subscribing to the channel is a valuable gesture that fuels the growth of this community. Your participation, in any form, is immensely appreciated and essential. May your energy always shine with clarity and power, and I offer you my most sincere thanks for embarking on this journey of awareness. See you soon.